morning, Tottenham fans. Hope you've all had a really good weekend. I've been watching a few other Spurs channels and there's a lot of doom and gloom about, isn't there? So I just wanted to do something a bit different to what they're doing because I find it very hard to watch Spurs channels now that just constantly criticise their own club. Back before social media, it was rival fans that criticised us and we just stuck up for our team. No matter where we were in the league, no matter what happened, we were still saying we are Spurs, we don't care. Do you know what I mean? But now it's like our own fans are turning against us and trying to find stats and facts of why we're so bad. It really don't make sense to me. Support means support. You don't just support your team when they're winning. You're supposed to get behind them when they're not winning too. It doesn't work one-way street. It really doesn't make sense. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think we can win the Europa League. Now, like I said, I've just watched other channels and they're telling everyone that we've got no chance of winning it. I completely disagree. So the first reason why I think we can win the Europa League is the league is done. So we can put all our eggs in one basket, and that will be the Europa League. We have not, we've got more of a chance, in my opinion, in getting a Europa League win than finishing 4th in the Premier League. And both will come to the same conclusion. If you finish 4th in the 4th or 5th, I think now in the Premier League, you get Champions League. If you win the Europa League, you get Champions League. So if we won the Europa League, it wouldn't matter if we finished 11th in the league. Does everyone remember when we last won a trophy in 2008, where we finished in the league? Not many of you will, but we finished 11th in the Premier League when we won the League Cup. We had nothing to play for in the league. We put all our eggs in one basket and won the League Cup. I feel it's going to head in that same direction, and I feel we can go all the way and win this Europa League, get Champions League football, get that trophy off, get that trophy win that we've been waiting for so many years. And I just think we've just got a really, really good chance. Second reason is we have a full squad. Now we've added people to the squad as well. All the way through these, I say the league phase now, it's not group stages anymore, the league phases, we've been using a lot of 18-year-olds. Lancashire's played, Moore's played, Bergville, Gray, so many players that, not from the first team have been playing in this Europa League, and we still managed to finish 4th. So the squad is going to be full now. We've got 3 strikers. Once Richarlison and Solanke come back, we've got Solanke, Tell and Richarlison. 3 strikers to play in this competition. We've got Sonny, we've got Odegaard, Johnson. We've got loads of wingers now that we can rotate. Rotation's going to be key. We've got full bill of health in midfield, so we can rotate them throughout the Premier League and the Europa League. We've also got our first choice centre-backs will be back for these knockout stages. We haven't had a first choice centre-back for nearly 3 months now. We had them back for one game, for one half, Van der Ven. But, how important are they? Because when we did have our full squad, we were conceding the least amount of chances. A lot of, even our own Spurs fans are saying that we won't win the Europa League because we are too open. But we wasn't too open when we had our full squad. We were open when we had 13 available players. So it takes me on to reason 3. We can't underestimate how well we did in that group phase. We finished 4th in that group phase, and we hardly ever put out a first team squad, a first team 11. I don't think I remember we had a first team 11 in any of those games. If you look at a lot of Man United matches, they were playing a lot of first teamers. We wasn't, and we only finished I think 1 or 2 points behind Man U and about 5 points from the top of that league. We were playing our reserve team for most of that league phase, and we still finished 4th in it. So it proves how strong we are. So can you imagine when, like, put it this way: when we played RZ Alkmaar in the group in the league phase, we beat them 1-0. I think it was at home. We beat them 1-0. We had Werner, Richarlison, and Moore up front. We had Davis and Dragushin as centre backs. Which, for me, I'm not complaining about their standard, but the standard that we can replace them with: Solanke, Sonny, and Odegaard up front, and have Van der Ven, Romero. And I think we had Forster in goal as well. And Forster, wasn't the best, but we're going to have Vicario instead. So the strength that we could put into against Alkmaar now, compared to what we did last time, and we still beat them, by the way, and kept a clean sheet, I feel we have a very good chance of definitely getting to the quarterfinals. So reason 4, the squad is stronger. And what I mean by that is not just by players coming back, but now we've added Tell, Spence and Danso into this squad, which for me has made us much stronger at the back. And Tell gives us that other option as well. So, and not only that, we've also got Gray and Bergvall, who now are very reliable. They were just going to be played in the league phase of the Europa League and not really get many minutes in the Premier League. But now they've adapted to the pace of the Premier League and are actually now standing out. They are reliable options we can use as well as a rotation in the Europa League. So the squad for me is a lot stronger in the knockout phases than it was in the league phases. And remember, we came 4th. So again, that bodes well for us in the knockout phases. And there's so many options we have now. If it's not working for one stage, we can rotate, we can sub people in that can actually make an impact in these matches. My 5th reason is, on our day, we can beat any of these teams in this Europa League. And this is not disrespecting those teams, but on our day, we can beat some Champions League teams. We beat Liverpool a few weeks back, 1-0. We've beaten City 4-0. We've beat them twice this season. We've beaten teams like Man United. We beat Aston Villa 4-1. They're in the Champions League. On our day, we can compete with these top sides. So, for me, competing in the Europa League is not impossible. There's not one team in that league that I'd say we can't beat. And I'm not saying that they can't beat us on their day too. But I would put us as favourites with our first 11 out there any day of the week. We have a very, very strong first 11. And I can see now we have at least 5 or 6 really strong people coming off the bench now. So it's not like we can't win this Europa League. We got to the semi-final of a League Cup this season. We was played in 4 competitions and we only had 13 available players. We still got to the semi-final. We had to beat the likes of Man United and Man City to get there. So what can we do with a full squad against, no disrespect to those teams, but they're not Man City, they're not Liverpool, they're not on that level. So we can beat these sides and we can get to the final. We can win this. Yes, there's some banana skins there. Yes, there's like Bilbao. They're the home team. So they want to get to the final in their own country. You've got Fenerbahce with Jose Mourinho. You need to watch out for him. You've got Lazio. Very, very solid side. And if we did get to play Lazio, that would be the semi-final. And we'd have to play the second leg at their ground. So that's going to be difficult. I understand it's going to be difficult. But I believe in my team. And I believe that we can beat any of those sides on our day. So let me know in the comments what you think. Have you written off this Europa League already? Do you think we should concentrate on the league and try and get as high up as possible and try and get into the Europa League for next season? Or should we really try and win this Europa League, get into the Champions League, maybe attract some good players for next season, get that first trophy we've needed for a long, long time and push on? Because can you imagine Archie Gray, Bergvall, Odegaard, Mikey Moore, all in their first proper seasons getting a trophy with Spurs? They'll just see that as normal. And then seasons to come, we can try and win more. Let me know in the comments what you think, and come on, you Spurs.